Please put peace in my heart, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Patience to deal with your children. Knowledge to know not to criticize the wicked. You know why? Criticize. Just give them advice, they're going to hate you. Criticize them, they're going to abhor you. You understand? You know why? Because a wise person welcomes advice. A wicked person shuns it. That's why. You have to know what you're dealing with in this world, man. Like my mother said, the world lost its humanity. Nobody cares. They're only about themselves. And some of them don't even care about themselves, What do you think? You know why? Even the fruit doesn't taste as good. But why? Why are all these things happening? Why is the world getting dumb? Why is the world getting cold? Why? Why are all these things happening? You know why? Because of sins. That's why. People left God. People left the Torah. When you leave God and you leave the Torah, now you're sitting in a chair of sin. That's what's happening, Everything around you attached to you is going to be bad. And when you sin, it affects the earth. When you sin, it affects your heart. When you sin, it affects your eyes. When you sin, it would be bad for you. I remember these girls one time in school were fighting all the time. I tried everything, told them stories from the Torah, this, that. By now I said to myself, these girls should have got the point. They didn't. You know when they got the point? When I said to them, I was thinking about it the other day. When you get stressed, you get wrinkles. Google it. So they Googled it. And they saw that. So I said, good, okay, so keep fighting. Before you know it, you're going to look like you're 90. You'll be 9. You understand? Get out of here with this garbage, like with the wicked, always looking for a fight, looking to press buttons, looking to have power. Come on, man. Hashem lets you get real cushy in your position. I told you already, and then he chops you down like he did the god of the Plishtim, Dagon. That's what he'll do to you, And you're going to come running up to me in the middle of my video going, you're making God like a monster. You're making God like a monster. That's not the God of Christianity. People are crazy, Not the God of Christianity, bro. Of course he's not the God of Christianity. He's the God of Israel. And only Israel. You understand? But don't get it twisted. He tells you to your face, you're going to eat the flesh of your flesh. You're going to eat the afterbirth that comes out between your legs. These are verses from the Torah and Deuteronomy, bro. Go check it. You can ask yourself, why would Hashem talk like that? Why would Hashem talk like that? Because the sin got so high that he had to cleanse his children. And sometimes when you clean something, it needs a good cleaning. You understand? A lot of heat, a lot of scrubbing, a lot of banging, a lot of shaking, a lot of pain. You understand? All from the sins. The fruit does not taste the same because of the sins, Think about that, the dogs in Sodom and Gomorrah, became gay because the people were gay. San Francisco, there's no pigeons. That's what they keep telling me, I'm like, why are there no pigeons? Because they became gay. Well, you don't get it. Now I got it, I got to Google that and see if that's true. I have a feeling it's not, but it makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense, They all became gay. So now you can't populate the world, That's so scary, Just for that, you should know what's wrong. But morally, you should know what's wrong. When you commit a sex crime, bro, no matter what it is, right away, bro, you should feel so much shame and disgust with yourself that you went against God, that you damaged your holy soul, you know what I mean? And it could be something, God forbid, like being gay, or it could be, God forbid, I don't even know, kissing a girl before you get married and getting turned on. That's already a problem, Like my nephew said, what kind of a God is this? Have all the Jews always complaining, bro. I mean, not always complaining, but like some of the complaints, bro, their intelligence combined with the complaint makes it nuts. If God made us with such a desire to be with women, then why would he punish us if we kiss a girl before we get married? So I told him, because God already sees 5 billion steps ahead. What do you think? You're going to kiss her? It's going to lead to touching, and it's going to lead to other things that we don't need to get into. It could lead to an abortion. You don't understand. You don't understand, but you don't see that. Why? Because you're blinded by the Satan. Now that you're blinded by the Satan, for sure you're going to jump into the sin with both feet. But if you're aware of God and you know that He's around watching you, you'd be embarrassed to do the sin. It's just this one guy, man. I'll never forget this story, yo. God told this guy, "Am I worse than a dog in your eyes?" Yo, like, yo, what would make God say that to somebody? I'll tell you. This guy went to cheat on his wife, meets the prostitute in a hotel. They go to the room, and at the minute they open the door, they see a baby on the bed. So this dude gets like freaked out. The baby's yelling, screaming, people are coming. So he gets nervous and he tells the prostitute, "I'll come back tomorrow. I can't do it today." So he runs away. The next day he comes in, he opens the door, and the maid is there. And the maid looks at him in the eye, looks at her, and she realizes like something ain't right. So he got embarrassed. So he said to her, "I'm sorry, I can't. Tomorrow for sure." They come back the next day, he opens the door, there's a little black dog. Little dog, Billy, the dog Billy is on the bed. Little black eyes looking at him wherever he moves. He looks at the prostitute, she's like, "Don't you dare tell me you can't do this thing because of the dog." She's like, "What are you, normal? Look at the way he's staring at me." And he ran away. 40 years later, he died. He went up to Shamayim. So God looked at him and said, "Am I worse than a dog in your eyes?" He said, "Hashem, what are you talking about? I didn't even make one sin my whole life. I was actually going to make a sin, cheat on my wife, and I never even did it." So Hashem said, "Exactly. That's why I'm asking you. Am I worse than a dog in your eyes?" He said, "HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I don't understand." So Hashem told him, "But don't you understand? Because of the baby, the maid, and the dog, you wouldn't do the sin because they were watching, right?" So he felt uncomfortable. I wasn't watching. I wasn't watching the whole time that the dog was watching. I wasn't watching the whole time that the maid and the baby were watching. Well, I wasn't watching. For sure I was watching. You know, kind of shame you're going to feel when Hashem puts it like that. That you gave more value to a dog. Or you were more scared or embarrassed and ashamed in front of the dog than you were in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Like my mother said, never give the cops an excuse to pull you over, you understand? Don't ever give Hashem an excuse to send the Satan after you to wake you up. The Most High, the most loving, the most gracious, but at the same time, the most justice. But at the same time, the most perfect revenge, and He will avenge the blood of His loved ones. And most importantly, of His children, the nation of Israel, which I happen to be a part of, and I feel blessed. You a Jew, look up to Shamayim right now and say thank you. Let me say that again. You a Jew, look up to Shamayim right now and say thank you. Maybe I'll call this talk that. Real, man, you need to understand the value of what it means to be blessed with the Holy Neshama attached to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and given His book personally to teach the Goyim how to behave. Do you understand what kind of responsibility comes with that? You're a representative of God, bro. You better represent Him right, yo, because if you represent Him wrong, you're going to lead His children off of the path. How many wicked rabbis do we have that lead the people astray? Yo, it's so sad. Sad, yo. I don't understand, man. When your faith is not strong in God and you see a rabbi do something bad, you're gonna leave the religion. I don't know, the Satan blinds you. The Satan clouds your intellect. Now you think it was like God's fault. It's not God's fault. He's being misrepresented by this fake rabbi. What, you don't understand? Gotta be very clever and vigilant to look with your eyes to see what's really going on, man. Don't ever blame God for the sins of man. You understand? Ish becheto yumat. Each man dies for his sins, you understand? But at the same time, you could die for your parents' sins. I'll tell you why. Because if Hashem, God forbid, selected a woman to lose her child as a punishment, He has to select a soul in Shamayim to give to her. So He knows already that this soul that He's going to reincarnate is going to die young. So He matches it with this mother that needs to get punished very deep. But that's exactly how it goes. May we all have the merit to do tshuva. May we all value and appreciate not his child, like the goyim, the firstborn child. You understand? Only calls himself the God of Israel. Leviticus 26:44. No matter how much the nation of Israel provokes me or sins against me, I will not break the covenant that I made to them and that I promised to their forefathers to give them this land, a land of milk and honey. Milk from the goats and the sheep, and honey from the date palms. Bless us always, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the ones that love your word, the ones that are impressed with you, the ones whose eyes light up when your name is mentioned. Those are the people that I want to chill with. You know, and I was just recently working at this place, and I'm just gonna say nothing about it. That's why, because sometimes silence is golden, you understand? That's why. Sometimes you want to say something so bad, but it's better to keep your mouth closed, you know what I mean? Because I told you like this, man. It didn't really happen, but I'm saying it like it happened. You know, this is how it would play out. So you get into like conversations with wicked people trying to convince them that God exists. They're going to drive you nuts with their demonic intellect. So it gets to the point where you like get super frustrated, you know what I'm saying? God forbid that happens. That's why it says in the Gemara, do not debate an atheist, ever. Don't do it. It's not going to be a good look for you, ever. I promise you that. It's going to look like it's noble, you're doing the right thing. Nah, bro, because it's a lose-lose. Big time lose-lose, you understand? So they'll get you to talk out of pocket, you know, because they get you upset, they get you frustrated. So it's like this one guy was talking to a wicked person. They started going back and forth. Oh, you think you're so righteous? So the righteous guy got like frustrated and annoyed. He lost it. So he said to him, you know what? I'm real. One day they're going to bury me in my grave, and they're going to write on my tombstone, realer than real. So I looked at him, I said, man, look at how these wicked people play with your head. You already buried yourself, yo. You're talking about yourself like you're already buried. Then on top of it, you're bragging that they're going to put on your grave. Do you understand what's going on? Don't attach to the wicked people. They're going to make you become wicked. You understand? When wicked people are around, wicked things happen. So if you're chilling with them, you're going to become wicked. You're going to start to curse. You're going to start to do things that are out of pocket. I don't care how righteous you are, bro. If you were the biggest rabbi with your beard to the floor, no joke, and you chilled with a bunch of criminals who curse all day, and you let your guard down and started chilling with them, you're cursed within 2 days. These are wicked, evil spirits that are flying around, yo. I told you the fruit doesn't taste the same. You know why? Because of the sins. The animals became gay in Sodom and Gomorrah. You know why? Because of the sins. There are no pigeons in San Francisco. You know why? Because of the sins. Everybody over there became gay. The pigeons became gay. What do you think? Sick world, man. Yo, you don't understand the power of these sins, yo. It's demonic. Every time you sin, you create a demon. And after a while, you create a lot of demons. And those demons are not like demons flying around in the world. No, they're flying around in your head. You created them and they live in your head. That's why they tell you one day, go commit suicide. You're worthless. You're a nobody. Why would somebody have thoughts in their head like that? From sins that they committed. Yo, I told somebody if I wrote a book, The New Secret, you know, because there was this book, The Secret, that everybody claims is like amazing. I would write a book called The New Secret, and it would just be 2 words, bro. You know what the secret of life is? The secret to happiness. You know what it is? Don't sin. That's the secret. You understand? You want to be happy? You want peace in your heart? Keep your heart pure. You want drama? Yo, I know, you know these people that walk around looking for drama, looking to push the buttons, looking to have control. They want to make you feel awkward. They want to show that they have power over you. They're always looking for a fight. That Tanid Aviram. You understand? People like this, they're looking for action, bro. And one day they're going to get that action. But that action is going to come from the Satan. When Hashem releases the Satan on you, yo, you can't run, you can't hide, you can't duck. You're done. You don't understand, yo. And then based on how much Hashem wants to really make you suffer, then we'll see how long it's going to last, yo. Stop playing with his children, yo. And like I told this lady the other day, God only has mercy on those who have mercy on his children. And he'll have no mercy for those who have no mercy on the children. You understand? Very on his children. It's just like this, yo. Just like that. Justice, truth, and peace. Those are the 3 pillars of life. You start cracking those pillars, God will crack you. It's midah keneged midah. It's all baked into the cake. So when you oppress the poor, you pervert justice, you bully, you push buttons to get people upset, you do things like that, you use your power over somebody to make them feel awkward. Ooh. God will destroy your world, but before he destroys your world, he feeds the pig. You know, I love the way Hashem does it. He feeds the pig. There was a farmer, he had 100 animals and a pig. He fed all the animals, and then he went up to the pig and fed him double. And he kept doing this for months and months and months, and finally the animals, they couldn't take it. They started to complain. It's not fair. Where's the justice? This, that. So one day the farmer came, fed all the animals, took the pig, slaughtered it, roasted it, barbecued it, and ate it. And the animals got the point. He fed the pig to destroy him. That's what God does to the wicked people, you understand? Always know and understand that God is watching with a microscope, judging the world, looking to see who's behaving and who's not, who's helping the poor and who's not, who's assisting another Jew and showing them love and who's not, who's putting their ego low, letting it go, and know that God is running the show, bro, and who's not. I gotta say that again because I love that verse, yo. That I came up with it after this rabbi did something real dirty to me, and I wrote him like, yo, man, how could you do that? And he wrote me back, let it go. So I remember when I read his reply, I was thinking to myself like, yo, that's what a weird reply that a rabbi would write that. So I knew right away God made him write that to tell me, to give me a secret. You know what the secret was? To let it go. So on that day, if I'm not mistaken, I came up with the saying that goes, put your ego low, let it go, and know that God is running the show, bro. Do that and you'll be good to go, bro. Trust me when I tell you. Just put your ego low, let it go, and know that God is running the show, bro. Like that. Like that. You do that, you will have the ultimate peace in your heart, yo. If Hashem comes to you in a dream, I already told you this, bro, and he asks you, I'll give you anything you want, any request you have, I will fulfill. Ask Hashem to give peace in your heart and patience when dealing with his children. Because the peace in your heart will allow you to study Torah. The patience with his children will allow you to set a good example of what it means to be a real Jew, and then hopefully they can follow you. I tried, yo, in my life to rebuke the wicked. Never went well, yo. Never went well. All the wicked people I rebuked, instead of hugging me, they got mad. You understand? So I learned now not to rebuke the wicked, yo. Just leave them alone. Let Hashem rebuke them. What, you need to save this guy's neshama at the expense of your own neshama? Absolutely not. You see that he has a good heart, he's a good person. Yeah, tell him nicely, listen, what you did is wrong. He gets mad, leave him alone. That's it. Don't tell him God is going to destroy you, you're wicked, you're this. And don't get me wrong, everything you're saying is true. He hurts people, he bullies them, he makes kids cry. All of that is true, it's no problem. But again, the minute you get upset, how are you going to study Torah? Now you just got into a fight with a wicked person. Now what, you want to go sit down and study Torah? That's like Elijah when he was running away from Jezebel. But he's in the mood to study Torah. Hashem came to him right away, he was upset. Your kids don't keep your covenant, this, that. He got upset, he got punished for that, yo. But that's only because he was a mega giant. Anybody else, Hashem would understand. It was too much of a test for them, but Hashem would never put you in a test like that. That's why he did it to Elijah, and he didn't do it to you. You understand? big test not to get mad at God's children. He hates God. It's bad to hate him. How do I know? Because King David said that. All your enemies are my enemies, yo. I like that, yo. But there's sometimes Jews that fight with other Jews. They love God, but they have beef with other Jews. Jealousy, whatever, I don't know. Things, issues that they have. May God help those Jews that are 90% good and 10% bad. The problem is if that 10% bad is evil, that will trump that 90%. There's no helping anybody with an ego, bro. Because they already think they're a God. They don't need a God to help them. They're the God themselves according to them. You understand? The world lost its compassion, bro. The world lost its compassion. Sad. I remember this video I saw of this kid walking around, and the video was depicting how everybody's on their phone and they don't even care about humanity. Always with the TikTok, with the selfies, the this, looking at themselves, all self-absorbed and consumed with their ego. So this kid is walking around trying to get everybody's attention. Nobody's listening. Finally, he starts to cry. He gets like sad. He walks in the corner. He puts his head down. He's crying. All of a sudden, this cute little dog walks up to him and licks him. So he looks up and he's like smiling. Before he can enjoy 1 second of happiness, somebody walks by and kicks the dog away. You understand? The happiness that didn't last. That's this world. You know why? Because right now the Satan is running it. If we didn't sin, right? Who would be running it? HaKadosh Baruch Hu would have to be running every second like he does now. But he has to acquiesce to the Satan. If it's not justice, he can't save you. You understand? Sometimes Hashem himself has to hold back. He wants to save you, but he can't. He can't. Actually, that's not even true. It's not even that he wants to save you, he can't. He sent the Satan to destroy you. So basically, what are we saying? We're saying that God doesn't play politics. God is not, politically correct. You deserve to die. He'll send the Satan to murder you, bro. Like that, with no qualms. Wow. Keep Mishmor. Yo, please have mercy, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And you're not even allowed to say it like that. Yo, I have to really ask Hashem if I could have, that would have been dope if I could. Is it a sin to ask you for mercy? Why would it be a sin? Because he's already full of mercy, yo. What are you insinuating? That he's not using his mercy? If he knows when to use the mercy and he knows when not to use the mercy, trust me. So saying, God, please have mercy, might even be a sin. I don't know, it's deep. You have to really check it, yo. Like the other day, I was playing with the kids. I was wearing a shirt that says pizza, pizza, pizza. I like pizza. So I told them, can I wear this shirt on Pesach? Right away, they were like, no, this. I said, why? She said, oh, because it's bread. I said, no, it's not. It's a t-shirt. And then it's that back and forth. So I told them, in the end, you're right. You're not allowed, but not for the reasons you said. You know why? Because there's a saying that goes, it's kosher, but it stinks. Yeah, it's kosher. What you're doing is it's like okay, but it just doesn't look good. You understand? That's exactly what that is. To avoid that, you don't wear that shirt. Can maybe spark someone to think about pizza, then he gets a desire to eat pizza, and then now you just did a sin. So to avoid that, you cannot wear the shirt, I like pizza, on Pesach. I like that. You see how we do halacha straight from the mouth of God, yo. What do you think, man? Who puts these thoughts in my head? Hashem does. You know why? Because I'm stuck to him, because I'm close to him, because I love opening up his book and reading. There was this 1 week where every time I opened up my book to study, I cried. Like the first second I would open the book, I don't know, it was like weird. It was just, maybe it was an emotional week for me, yo. Maybe I was going through some things, calling out to Hashem. The joy that I have when I study Torah, the joy that I have now when I speak words of Torah, that's true joy, yo. Really, that's true joy. That's the feeling I love more than any other feeling in the universe, yo. Peace of mind and heart only comes with being attached to God. I love you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I love you a lot. And I appreciate everything that you do for me. And I want to say thank you as many times as I can to let you know that I know that you're running the show, that I know I need to put my ego low, that I know that I need to let it go sometimes. Real talk, and I usually do, but the other day I didn't. You know, sometimes you know to hold your tongue, but it's just too difficult and you just have to say something. That happens to me. Why? Because I got frustrated. Why? Because I'm dealing with wicked people. That's why. So what's the lesson of this talk? The lesson of this talk is stay away from wicked people. When negative energy enters your stratosphere, run away. Remove it. Do everything in your power to get away with it. Don't stare at the wicked. Don't chill with the wicked. You know what I mean? What does it say in Mincha? I'd rather dwell at the threshold of God's tent than to dwell restfully in the house of the wicked. You understand? Hashem already told us in the Torah, man. Stay away from the evil and wicked people. The arrogant atheist. Yo, he's gonna claim that God does not. Remember I told this one atheist, man, you go so out of your way to claim that God doesn't exist that I know from that you believe he does exist. That's how badly you go out of your way to prove it. Like I told this guy today, yo, what would I tell him, yo? I said, I know God exists because a bee making honey with its saliva. That already shows me there's a God. And he giggled. I don't know why he giggled, yo. Maybe he thought it was a joke, but it's not. It's real, and I love it. Always place peace in my heart, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Always remind me just to stick to you, just to come to you. Not to speak Lashon Hara, not to tell people about problems you have in your life. Blessings only come to things that are hidden. You talk to God alone in a room that's hidden. You'll get blessed for that. Love you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and I'll always love you. I didn't used to be a good kid. I changed myself. I became more humble. I became more respectful. I became more graceful. Why? Because God opened up his arms and gave me a hug. And I hugged him back hard. Because I knew and I felt at that moment that this would bring peace to my life. And his word definitely did. And for that, I'm ever grateful, Hashem. I love you, and I will forever love you.